everybody. Today I've got a Gretsch Chet Atkins Country Gentleman. It was shipped down here to Nashville from a customer in New York to get some work done, including a neck reset. And somewhere along the way, the truss rod cover went MIA. I ordered one on Reverb. Took a chance, they didn't really have any dimensions listed. And it's not going to work. It's far too short. I also have a Gretsch Chet Atkins Nashville model here right now. And it has the same hole spacing, but it comes up just a little short of where the nut would be. So it wasn't quite, good for making a template. Then I went on to eBay and I found this Guitar Tools International product. I bought a whole sheet of it. They listed it as a white with a black. Well, they just listed it as a 2-ply white/black. So I gave them a call and I said, I sent them a message and I asked them if the black side would be good and glossy, or if it was a matte finish. And they said, yeah, it was a glossy finish on the back side, which I can see here that it is. Now, I don't know why they advertise it as mostly white with just a black back, because to me it looks like the black is the thickest part. Either way, the most important thing is that it's 1.5 millimeters thick, just like the originals, just like the one that isn't big enough. And I'm able to trace out, I'm going to make 2 of them. I'm going to rip it on the bandsaw, cut these out, shape them as needed on the sander, bevel the edge on the sander, and drill the holes. And I'm going to fit one on this one, and then I'll probably put one up for sale on Reverb for someone else who broke one, or it shrunk, or just went missing someday. Someone's going to be needing one of these days, so may as well make one for them ahead of time and maybe make a little profit off this. Down to the bandsaw we go. You could just as easily cut this out with a coping saw or a similar style hand saw. If you do cut this material with a hand saw, it's important to set it up on a 1/4-inch piece of plywood with a slit cut through it, similar to the way the base of the bandsaw is shaped. It has an elongated slit with a little circular opening or rectangular opening where the blade comes through. That way you can support your piece. Don't have to be 100% accurate with this cut, just kind of getting it into the ballpark. Again, you could use 80 or 100 grit, 120 grit sandpaper on a flat block of some kind. You could tape a piece of sandpaper down to a piece of MDF perhaps, and just hold your piece up to it. It would take a little longer than this, obviously. I'm controlling the bench grinder here with a foot switch. I momentarily push down and then release to just let it idle. It's easy to hog off way too much material really quick with a power tool like this. Next, I'm going over to the drill press. The thin mylar material, I held that right up to the headstock and marked out where the screw holes go first. Now I'm transferring those screw holes onto the truss rod cover. Next, a small drill bit. We'll go right through. You don't need a drill press for this either. You can use a hand screwdriver or a drill. Battery operated drill with a adjustable chuck would be fine. Now I'm going to put a chamfer bit into the drill press and slowly open up those holes so that the screw head can countersink down into the truss rod cover slightly. If you've made it this far and you want to do this yourself because you were missing your truss rod cover, you'll probably need to find the truss rod cover mounting screws that will look good with your Gretsch. I use these gold screws from StewMac. They may actually describe them as pickguard screws. The item number from Stuart McDonald is 4387-G. They have the same size in a -N, probably for nickel, or -B for black. Both these Gretsch guitars that I've been working on have gold hardware. You can use a razor blade if you don't have a scraper like I'm using there. You can take a razor blade and smooth out the edges on your truss rod cover. If you want to get a little more aggressive with the blade or the scraper action, you can put a burr on the edge of the razor blade. That's where we drag the razor blade across a hard piece of metal or iron. I usually take it over the 90-degree corner of a vise and create a little curl on the edge of the razor blade. They call it a burr. It'll help remove material off the edge of that plastic. These are the gold screws, the 4387-G. You can go to stewmac.com and look at all your choices for pickguard mounting screws, truss rod mounting screws. Well, there it is, guys. I appreciate you tuning in. Thanks for watching again. And if you subscribed, thank you so much. I appreciate you watching these. We'll try to put out a few more soon. I've got this one, I'm working on one with this Gretsch where I took the neck off of it and reset the neck. That was super fun. That was the first time I've done an electric guitar neck reset with a mortise and tenon style joint. I did a Gretsch video last year that had a dovetail joint. See you soon. Thanks for watching.